You know, people, sometimes I feel like the odd one out.
He said it! He said it!
You know why I feel like the odd one out? Because I didn't grow up watching the odd ones out, okay? Though I guess I was already grown up by the time these came out, so maybe that's why. But over the last few weeks, we have been checking out the odd ones out and other animation channels to watch these most popular, most classic YouTube animation videos of all time. If you get almost 100 million views on an animation and it's not Cocomelon, I should probably watch it, right? It's kind of a big deal. So today, we have two that I'm really excited for. My Horibal Spelling and junk food. Both very fun topics. I'm really excited for these. I mean, partially just because the Odd Ones Out makes unbelievably good videos and I've just really been enjoying this. And if you watch this and you aren't subscribed to the Odd Ones Out, you really need to change that. Link in the description. But here we go, people. We're gonna have a great time today. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. RobertIDK, the Odd Ones Out theme song.
Sometimes I feel like the odd one out. No one knows what I'm talking about. So I just go and take a trip to Subway. Some things may keep me awake at night. Board games, my awful roommates and life. So I'll recline and go online. And with the odd ones out, I'll laugh a million times.
All right, here we go. My Horibal Spelling. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, class, spell Wednesday.
W-E-D-N-E-S-D-A.
I don't know how to spell Wednesday. Well, James, just sound it out. Oh, okay. So, like this? No, James, it's Wednesday.
Duh.
You said sound it out, and that's how you sound it out. You think you have it bad.
Ooh.
Do is spelt with an X. I think it comes to no surprise that I'm terrible at spelling. I feel like everyone in life falls into two categories. Either you're good at math and bad at reading, or you're weird.
Okay, I was about to stop you, James. I was about to stop you, because you ain't trying to tell me your boy RobertIDK isn't killing it with the literacy, and then also doing a little bit of Dr. Kawashima's brain training on the side. Your boy can do some numbers, okay?
And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I'm a math boy. My mom told me that I have dyslexia because she has dyslexia and I have all the symptoms, but we never got that diagnosed by a doctor, so you can't make me take my meds, Mom. A lot of times what I do to cover up the fact that I spell lower than a first grade level is I will purposefully misspell words to the point where it's obviously a joke. You thought I was doing that to be funny, but it's actually because I have zero self-confidence in my spelling and I don't want anyone to point out my mistakes.
Oh, James, that's sad. Do you have someone that proofreads your tweets? That is actually so interesting, having dyslexia, but like you're a smart person, but you just have a condition where you can't read properly. That is so interesting to me. I wonder if he has someone who proofreads his tweets before they go up, because obviously seems fine to me.
I mentioned this in a different video, but in elementary school, I was put into an honors program, and everyone had to take spelling tests a grade ahead of their level. And by everyone, I mean everyone except me, because I failed every single spelling test. So I had to take spelling tests that were on level. Ew. Every week when we took a spelling test, I would have to move to the back of the classroom and the teacher would stand right next to me. She'd call out everyone else's word, which had like 8 syllables, like anti-disestablimentarianism. And then she'd turn to me and give me my on-level word. James, your word is cat.
Ooh. You got this, James. You got this.
Cat, K-A-T, I'm out of here. Then as he passed you, I know there's 2 T's.
Yo, guys, name another reaction channel that's gonna give you memes this relevant. Your boy, I got a meme for everything, okay? I got a meme for everything. You can't touch me on this meme stuff. All right, back to the video.
Also, one year our class did a spelling bee and everyone had to participate, and like, I didn't even care that I was the first one out. Hey, that's almost my name. Another thing that I mentioned in a pretty old video is that I used to have a speech impediment when I was little. I couldn't pronounce my O's and I talked like this. I'm good now. Obviously.
Hey, having a speech impediment is fine. I definitely had one as a child. But if you're an adult and you intentionally talk like this, so I was taking a whittle nap. Stuff like that, if you're an adult, you live your life how you want to live your life. I'm just recommending to you, don't do that. That's just my personal recommendation. I'm gonna be honest right now. I was talking to someone on a dating app at one point and they started talking like that and like, and yep, that was it. Bye. Bye. Guys, don't hate me. I just can't. I'm not doing that. But if you have an actual speech impediment, that's totally fine. That's completely fine. But if you are an adult and you choose to do that and you can speak fine.
Bruh. So every other day during school, I had to go to a speech therapy class, and one day the teacher who taught me how to pronounce my Oz, I'll call her Mrs. Kool-Aid, gave me this sheet of paper with a bunch of raindrops on it, and she said, for every raindrop on this page, say the word raindrop. But then she just left the room, and I said, well, I'm not gonna do this. I didn't say raindrop a single time, because no one was even there. No one would have seen me not saying raindrop. So why would I do something that I didn't want to do? But then the funny part is when she came back, she asked, are you finished saying your raindrops? No. Well, how many did you say? I didn't say any.
Wow, being honest.
You stupid child. I told her the truth for some reason. I don't know why. It was probably the easiest lie in my life to get away with, but that's why I remember this story. I'm still mad at myself for telling the truth.
We were talking about that in another video. When you're a nice person, but also young, sometimes you tell the truth for things that you just shouldn't. I mean, in this case, it's like, yeah, we want your speaking to get better. That's the point of this course. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, there's no concept of strategically lying.
And I had to say raindrop a bunch of times in front of her, and she would only go to the next raindrop until I said it right. Whoa. And it was terrible.
Oh,
really hurt my feelings. Since I was struggling with reading and spelling, I had to get an IEP. An incredible, excellent personality.
Individual education plan.
I had to go to a special class for a little bit during school.
Is that actually what it stood for where you lived, or are you just joking? Because I had an IEP because I am different, but it was individual education plan when I did it. Yo, shout out to anyone with an IEP, homies. I forgot that IEPs existed. I forget all the time that I was a special child. Probably because I hate words like special and gifted, but I forget all the time. In the first little bit of my life, when I wasn't just left to my own devices, I was in special schools and stuff. And then I was just like, nah, this gifted thing is whack. I'd rather just be with the other people. And so I went to a public high school after that.
Which meant I had to go to a special class for a little bit during school. And the teacher who taught this class was none other than Mrs. Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't remember anyone ever telling me I was put into a special needs class. I just remember going into speech therapy every other day, and then those classes slowly morphed into teaching me how to read and spell. I don't know, I thought reading this book would have helped me talk better. 2 other kids were in the reading class with me, and I remember the day when reading for me just clicked. Us 3 were given a simple sentence to read. It was about bees. It was so simple. It was literally just, to defend their hive from wasps, bees don't sting the wasp. Instead, they all crowd around the wasp and flap their wings to raise their body temperature, eating up the wasp until it dies.
They made you read that as a kid? No wonder you turned out like this, James. That's such a horrifying concept. I would not want to read that as a child.
And then Mrs. Kool-Aid asked us, okay, how do bees defend against wasps? And the other 2 kids said, they sting them. And I said,
oh my gosh, you idiots.
You morons.
You idiots.
Didn't you read this? The words on this paper have meaning when placed in a certain order to convey information. Also, I never want to get hugged by a bee. So I was in these classes all the way until the 6th grade. I was getting better at reading. I still wasn't great, but I was getting better at it. And one day, Mrs. Kool-Aid said, you know, James, you should try competing in the Battle of the Books. Battle of the Books? Battle of the Books? Battle of the Books! Finally, reading sounds fun! At my school, Battle of the Books was this competition where students were given a list of 4 books to read within a time limit of 2 months. I don't remember how long it was. And after however many months it was, the contestants would sit in an auditorium and take turns answering questions about the books. And whoever got the most questions right would get a pizza party. That's where the battle part comes in. We'd kill each other for pizza. And then there were 2 more rounds, each with 4 more books.
Those weren't the books. You ain't telling me those were the books. Taken by the T-Rex. Oh snap, it's Jesus. Fidget spinner guy. Oh my gosh, gosh. Okay, these weren't the books. These weren't the books. I can be pretty positive that these were not the books.
So there was a total of 12 books you had to read. And we were allowed to be with a partner, so my partner was TJ.
Yes.
Hey, TJ, do you remember Battle of the Books? Yeah, man, it was great. Now, you're probably thinking that 4 books in 2 months isn't that hard, especially since they're kids' books. But as someone who didn't read any books on my own outside of school, it was a challenge. But I discovered a way to cheat the system. I discovered something called audiobooks. Instead of having to sit still and read the book, I could just have someone read the book to me. And I would get through the book so much faster. I'd be able to read a book in about 8 hours as opposed to reading a book never, because I would never be able to finish a book on my own.
Dude, I've heard some people do that. They read along with an audiobook. I have never done that. To me, the problem is when you hit play on the audiobook, unless you pause it, you're locked into that speed. You can't take a second to process what you just read, you know? That's the thing about reading a book at your own pace, is you can imagine things at your own pace. So I don't know. I mean, if you're trying to win that pizza party, hey man, I get you. I get you. Spend the money on those audiobooks that you could have just spent making your own pizza party.
And I was actually able to understand what was going on.
Yay.
I legitimately thought that listening to audiobooks was cheating because of how well it worked. So I never told anyone my secret. Until just now. Please don't tell anyone. Also, I didn't just turn on an audiobook and start playing video games. No, I sat in my bed next to the CD player and followed along with the book, and sometimes I even took notes. I've wanted to talk about my love for audiobooks for so long, but I can't, because then people will think I'm getting paid by a certain company, but I'm not, and I'll prove it. Instead of wasting your money on quality audiobooks made by professionals, you guys should all check out LibriVox.org, where you can listen to free public domain audiobooks, which means there's only old-timey classical books on it, like Aesop's Fables, which in my opinion is all you need.
Okay, at that point I couldn't tell if that was an ad, but that's all you need, James? No, it ain't. That ain't all you need. I would go insane if I could only read public domain books from over 100 years ago. I would go insane. Listen, guys, I'm about to move. I'm moving within the next couple of weeks, and I'm looking at houses and apartments. And I went into a house that seemed really cool, but everything in that house has not been altered since the 1950s. And that's cool for some things, because like the kitchen was blue and acrylic, and it's like, whoa, that's so cool. But then when you have a 1950s antique stove, your bathtub looks like it was done in the Middle Ages. It's like, I need some modernness. I can't do it.
Anyway, TJ and I did the Battle of the Books, and for one of the rounds, TJ was sick, so I had to answer the questions all by myself, and I never forgave him for that. And also, the whole time, I was keeping track of everyone's points, and me and TJ got the most questions right. My math skills are finally being useful. I was already craving the pizza. After the last round, the teacher said,
Kids want pizza
I'll tally up all the points and let you all know who the winner is in a couple of weeks. But since I was keeping track of everyone's score, I already knew we won.
Couple of weeks? How desperate are kids for pizza? Can you imagine? Like, as an adult, I can't imagine putting in that much work, reading 12 books, and then going to a conference, and then waiting 2 weeks for pizza. I could have pizza here in 30 minutes now. I would never put in that kind of work to eat pizza. That is crazy to me.
I turned to TJ and I said, TJ, guess what? We already... Oh, this is the round that you were sick on.
Yeah.
How did I not notice that until just now? But then a couple of weeks go by and I'm not hearing any news about a pizza party. I was expecting to walk into class one day and there would just be a pile of pizza boxes waiting for me. But that never happened.
No.
The teacher in charge of the competition was the librarian. So one day I went up to her and I asked, So, did you ever say who won the Battle of the Books? Also, my favorite pizza is barbecue chicken. And she said, oh, these 2 fifth graders won. So the Battle of the Books was for both 5th and 6th graders. I was a 6th grader, so I went to all the 6th grader battles. But apparently, there was some low-life 5th grader who got every single question right and stole my pizza party.
Why? That's so unfair. Do one pizza party for each grade. That is so lame. The people who win the event don't necessarily win if someone from the other event did better. That's horrible. School, buy your kids some some dang pizza. You know what's more horrible than James's spelling? That treatment of the students. If you told me about that, I would throw you and the homie a pizza party. You deserve it. That's messed up. That is messed up.
And that taught me a valuable lesson. Even when you work hard, you don't always get what you want in life. But that's okay. Because one day,
you'll be an adult and you can buy all the pizza you want without having to read first.
Sweet. Good, he did it. He did it. Yeah, no need to read for pizza. The only thing you need to read is the menu. Am I right? Am I right, homies? You know, James is correct. In this life, sometimes you just can't get what you want. But for some of you, you can get what you want. That is right, homies. I have seen a lot of comments in the last few weeks of people wanting the dumbest shirt ever created. We originally just released these for a couple weeks and then they were gone forever. But now it is back. If you were not able to get the dumbest shirt ever created by a human, it is back on the website, robertidk.net. Go over there and pick one up.
Oh, brother. Like, I'm like floored by this. How can you even make a shirt this bad? It's like creepy, right? But then, like, the fact that it's in this font, it's like you tried to make the worst shirt on earth.
Comes in black, comes in white, but no matter what, it's gonna be stupid. The link will be in the description. Pick yours up if you have yet to get one and want one, and let's get back to it. But now, we must enter the second realm of the video.
Junk food.
Which, considering we were just talking about pizza, this is pretty relevant. It's pretty relevant.
But Robert, pizza isn't junk food. You can get lots of it at Walt Disney World Resort.
Mickey, that was the least relevant thing you have ever said on this channel. I don't know why you popped up in a place that completely had nothing to do with you.
Well, Robert, I just have to try and get in wherever I can nowadays because you don't like to put me in.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Mickey. I won't edit this part out, okay? Even though I edit out most of your stupid comments.
Robert, you better leave this in or else.
Or else what?
We won't let you react to any more Disney movies.
I have never reacted to a Disney movie in my life.
Okay, I guess I'll just shut up then.
Okay, thank you. Junk food. Let's go on another adventure. All right, people, let's hit it.
3, 2, 1, go.
today's video was sponsored by carrots. We're actually all right if you put other stuff on us. I wouldn't consider my parents health nuts, more like health kernels. They would never buy unhealthy snacks, but they wouldn't force me and my siblings to go outside and play because it was always burning hot. And we just licked the melted candy off the sidewalk anyways. They would never buy sugary cereal. The most sugary cereal my parents got was Honey Nut Cheerios. But my mom would mix the Honey Nut Cheerios with regular ones to make it more healthy or something. So I would start
Just nut
every day spending
Cheerios?
15 minutes picking out the regular Cheerios from the cereal bowl. That's right, my parents didn't buy us Cable, Cocoa Puffs, or candy. My life sucked.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how to comment on this because for me, I never eat sugary foods now, but as a kid, my mom would just let me. In Canada, growing up, waffles with so much syrup on them every morning. It was drowning in syrup. My mom does not know very much about nutrition. I now know a ton about nutrition and I don't eat much unhealthy stuff, but as a kid, I did. So it's like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I think kids should be allowed to eat sugary things. You need to experience it at some point, but every day, maybe not.
We were allowed to eat sugary cereal for one day out of the year, and that was on Christmas morning. It's a fun tradition, and we still do it to this day. As a kid, I would always get jealous when my friends would pull out their Lunchables and tell me how much their family ate out and all the sugary cereals they got to eat. Meanwhile, I had a PB&J sandwich on wheat bread with the crust still on, but it's okay because I like the crust. But now looking back, I'm just so grateful that my mom cared enough about my health to instill these healthy eating habits into me at a young age.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't follow them anymore because I live on my own and I don't know how to cook and bagel bites taste so darn good. But I'm still thankful my mom taught me what I should be doing.
No, James, no!
Now, if there's any parents watching this going, I like the way this James's mom character thinks. Good. I would recommend to all parents that you should be teaching your kids healthy eating habits as soon as possible. I definitely didn't appreciate it at the time, but now that I'm older and wiser, I'm thankful that I like the taste of wheat bread.
Yeah.
My parents had a saying, the whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead.
No way. No way. Did they really say that? Okay, that is a hippie line if I've ever heard it. That's the thing that kind of stresses me out, is because I grew up eating sugary cereals constantly. Just constantly eating sugar and just not eating healthy at all. Like, I didn't have a vegetable until I was an adult. Now I have them all the time. But it's like, is that why I'm so weird now? Is that why I'm so weird? Because while I developed, I just ate nothing but trash?
Probably.
I worry about that. Is like, would I be 6 feet tall if I ate vegetables from a young age? I don't know. I will never know. So yeah, eating healthy at all times in your life is important.
They would always get wheat bread. Even for hot dog and hamburger buns, they got wheat. Some of you might have had to use sandwich bread as hot dog buns. You're poor, I get it. But at least you didn't have to use wheat bread. However, now that I live on my own, I still get the wheat bread because I don't want to die young. I still have YouTube videos.
You still wonder,
Some
though.
things never change, I guess. Except I do get the white hot dog buns. The wheat ones are still gross.
Wheat Wonder Bread, though, that can't be the most healthy bread. You guys want to see my bread? So I used to be a Dave's Killer bread guy, and I know some of you guys knew that. I haven't been eating that for a while. Currently, I'm a big ol' sourdough head. Sourdough is like not only the tastiest bread on the planet, but also it's kind of almost good for you. I switched from wheat to sourdough recently because the condition that I have that recently came up, it gets worse if I eat more fiber. So it's literally less healthy for me to eat whole wheat right now. But yeah, that's my bread.
When I was a very little kid, my dad's work was throwing a barbecue get-together thing, and I got to eat as many hot dogs on white bread as I could handle. But the best part of it all was I got to wash it down with soda.
Oh my gosh,
Listen,
what a
I was
drawing.
very sugar-deprived
oh my
back
gosh.
home. I had to catch up on all the sugar I was missing out on. I don't remember what the soda was exactly, but let's just say for the sake of this story, it was an original bottle of Coke from the 1800s.
Very cool. Okay, but real quick, is this our thumbnail image? Is this what I'm using for the thumbnail image? I think I have to. I don't have a choice.
It might as well have had Coke because I was addicted to all the white powdery stuff they added into that drink. Pretty soon, my tummy started to get the rumblies, and I had no idea what was causing it. So I told my
What could that
dad,
possibly be?
Dad, my tummy hurts. And he said, it's probably because you're dehydrated. Here, have some soda. And I still respected my dad at that age and thought he knew what he was talking about,
no.
so I drank more soda.
Oh, no.
And then I threw up, and my dad said, we should leave. I mentioned this next story in my first book, available in bookstores near you. Be on the lookout for book number 2, coming out at the end of March. But one time my mom bought a giant 3-pound bag of Skittles. I forgot what she bought them for, but they definitely weren't for us. She locked them away in a closet because she knew what us kids would do if we got our grubby little hands on the Skittles. This wasn't the first time my mom had to hide candy from us, but this time she forgot to lock the closet, leaving the Skittles unprotected. And me and my older brother ate the entire thing, and we would have gotten away with it, but then something came up. Puke. I threw up on the family room carpet. My mom saw how rainbow the throw up was and immediately put 2 and 2 together and knew that we had gotten into her Skittles.
What? No way. What? Don't the colors all combine in your stomach? There's no way that you tasted the rainbow and then puked the rainbow. I don't think that was part of the sales pitch. Your mom saw how rainbow the puke was? Okay, guys, I'm gonna put myself through this really quick. Skittles puke. Wow, I'm surprised that I have not seen this. We have not seen any real life rainbow puke, so I guess my eyes are spared.
The funny part of this story is that my older brother got punished, but I didn't. Because
Yay.
according to my mom, I had already suffered enough. And that's why that story is in the chapter titled, Perks of Being the Younger Brother. Anyways, don't eat so much candy that you throw up. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about M&Ms for a while, so to make it go faster, instead of saying M&Ms, I'm just gonna say, In one of my older videos, I said that my favorite candy bar was and every time I would tell people that, they would always say, that's not a candy bar.
No, you imbecile! For it is the most popular candy. I love M&Ms. I love them. James, we already shorten M&Ms. They're called M&Ms, and we call them M&Ms. We already shorten it. You don't need to shorten it even more. How fast are you trying to talk to where you can't say M&M? Too fast, I say.
That's not a candy bar. I just can't do this anymore. But then something interesting happened. A year after that video was posted, actually released a bar version of their candy. So now I can absolutely say that is my favorite candy bar and not get any weird looks.
Oh, I'm tripping. I am tripping. That's what the whole conversation was about, whether or not it's a candy bar. I thought they were reacting to him calling them and not M&M. You already confused me with your name change. This is already proven to be the wrong thing to do.
Someone at the marketing team sent me a box of candy bars, and I think they wanted me to promote it, but because I said that are my favorite candy bar, whenever I go to a convention, sometimes you guys bring me candy, which is very thoughtful, but you know, I like other things too, like Oreos and Twix and money. You know, I'm just saying you don't have to bring me all the time.
Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, guys, I have had viewers give me things before, like give me food items, and I don't accept food items from people who I haven't met before, you know? Even if you're a viewer of the channel, even if you love my stuff and would never even think about harming me, I have no way of knowing that for sure. So I'm not gonna eat candy given to me by a stranger. That rule doesn't change when you become popular, you know? The whole don't take candy from strangers, that's literally, now that I have a following, that doesn't mean I should start accepting candy from strangers, you know? So yeah, if in the future I ever am at a convention or whatever, please don't bring me food because I will feel bad saying no.
When I was visiting London, I went to the store with my friends Adam and Mads, and if you don't know about the London store, it's 4 stories tall, 35,000 square feet, and according to Wikipedia, the largest sweet store in the world.
Wow.
So it was kind of big. Once I stepped inside, my first thought was, okay, this is too much. It was like the candy forest scene in Willy Wonka, except it was all chocolate and expensive. In one part of the store, you could make your own custom with a picture and 2 phrases. So for the picture, I Googled my cartoon self, held up my phone to the camera, and it bloody worked, right? And for the phrases, naturally, we wanted to write something that was meaningful, so we wrote Mad Stinks and Adam Smells. But the employee didn't allow us to write that because it was too negative and went against the brand.
How dare you, M&M man? You let me do what I want. Okay, let's see this store though, real talk. Is this the one in London? This does kind of look like London. He said London, right? Okay, yes, this is the M&M store. Or sorry, the store. Good.
So knowing we were not allowed to roast each other, the next phrases we decided to print was get mads and something else YT. It wasn't creative, but without being able to make fun of each other, we didn't have a lot to work with. But those phrases weren't allowed either because they were the names of some YouTubers, so they got flagged by the system and they told us, you'll need permission from the YouTuber even though you're both right here. Listen, boys, I'm just a employee. I don't want to get sued.
It's just a Bro, who cares? Can you imagine? What kind of system do they have in place that is that strict? What computer system do you guys have running in this facility where those names would get flagged in the system? Also, a lot of you guys have been telling me to react to something else YT. I have also never seen his videos before. If you want me to do it, let me know in the comments and boop like on this video. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, you should subscribe to the channel because it would be fun because we have a lot of fun here and we do this all the time. So it would be cool to see you again. Cool.
On one hand, I'm glad that has a system in place to prevent people from stealing. But on the other hand, it's just What do you think we're gonna do with them? So after 2 failed attempts at getting the phrase we wanted, we settled on getting Adam and Mads. At least I still got my cannonball guy printed, even though technically this image is copyrighted, so you'll be hearing from my
No, stop
One
it.
of the disadvantages of being a YouTuber is the lack of benefits. We don't even have dental. And with all the junk food I'm eating and
That's a Shrek 2 reference right there.
Well, but we don't even have dental. They don't even have dental.
James, I caught that. Good man. Good man.
And with all the junk food I'm eating and the flossing I'm not doing, I should probably see one. Can I confess something? I didn't know dentists were optional. I thought they summoned you to their offices like jury duty. That's what it felt like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a cavity though. At least not one that I know of. So at least I'm doing something right. Now comes the part of the video where I give you advice on eating healthy.
Yes.
But I'm still working on that myself. And when I don't know what to eat, I can't help but biting down on a delicious carrot.
Really?
Carrots are the most popular vegetable in the world, having been nominated as the best orange thing ever. Use code ODD1 next time you purchase a carrot to get 5,000 free carrot points and a bunch of weird looks at the grocery store. Give your
24 karat magic in the air.
Give your body the fuel it needs. You wouldn't pour soda in a car engine and expect it to run.
Correct.
Of course, that's not really the best metaphor to use because you also wouldn't pour water into a car and expect it to run. I guess everyone drink gasoline because cars and people are the same. But the point is, you've only got one body, so you should take care of it.
I agree with you, James. I don't really go out of my way too much to preach eating healthy on the channel. I do preach a lot of healthy habits, but I mean, hey, that is important. And it's true, fam, you only got one. If you aren't eating healthy, you are at a greater risk of all kinds of awful things happening to you. It's just the truth. You gotta take care of your body, and it will take care of you, and you'll be happier. One thing that people just never seem to talk about for some reason is that eating healthier foods makes you happier. Your brain works better. Like what he was talking about, like drinking all the Coca-Cola and then like feeling sick and just like, healthy food doesn't do that, you know? Even if you drink a bunch of soda and you don't get a stomach ache, your brain is still reacting to all that sugar. You will not be able to think as well as if you were clear-headed. I promise you, you won't be as happy. You can indulge in junk food from time to time. Of course, that's totally fine. I am not saying people shouldn't be able to ever have that. But if this message sounds like something that should apply to you, then it probably should. And I recommend giving it some thought. So homies, I hope you enjoy the 24 karat magic. Reminder, you can get these shirts at robertidk.net. I will put the link somewhere, either here or in the description or whatever. It'll be easy to find. Here's James's channel. If you are not subscribed to James's channel, you're not allowed to watch these videos if you're not subbed to him. You have to sub to him. You got to. Here's the playlist of all the other times we looked at the odd ones out. Check it out if you have missed any of these videos. Or here's a video that YouTube specifically thinks you will like. Are they right? You let me know. I'll see you here. I'll see you there. I love you. Have a good day.